D boy from WCU. How do you like that? West Coast Uncensored. WCU. If you've seen the last video, what was I saying? GAS. WCU. All right. And we talked about a lot of stuff recently. Man, it's about uplifting yourself, doing the work on yourself. Do the work. And the work is a lot of inner work and some outside work, but a lot of inner work. Just do what something you could do. Sometimes it's just making the changes of, instead of watching TV, go pick up a book and don't watch TV. Something needs to be done. I can do it later. Break that habit. Do it now. Get after yourself. And do more. Or I could do this and this and this. Yeah. It's a mindset. That mindset starts transferring over. These are connected hemispheres. There's a bridge in between. Booyah. I remember we were talking about making bridges. We're making this what we are. Accountability. I talked about that. Right? I talked about accountability. It's a count. Notice that. And then it has an ability at the end. These are when you start decoding these words. There's ability to take account. There's an account that you have ability. Think about what I just said. Rewind it, play it again if you need to. Cover yourself. Be your own covering. Bear witness with yourself. You got this with the left and right. Yourself. You got 2 eyes, 2 nostrils. All these things that you have 2 of, right? Physically. You have 2 arms, 2 legs. You got 2 ears, 2 nostrils. Only 1 nose, but you do got 2 nostrils. You got 2 eyes. You got 2 eyebrows. You got, you can have a butt chin, and so maybe you're double chin. Some people are double chin that don't want to be double chin. What they say double chin is maybe be a little chunky. I'm not talking about that. But you can, if that's how you deal with it. If that's some people, if that's how you need to do is get after yourself for your weight, get after it. The movement, even in walking. And you don't have to walk 20 miles to start. It could be just a block or 2. Showing that you're starting, and then you build on that. Then you would be surprised in the effects it will have on what you're doing in your health. But I'm talking even of the mindset. I was getting after myself. I said the gas, right? When you start doing these things, you become accountability. These are huge words. Accountability is a huge word. Who are you accountable to? You can be in different aspects. You're accountable to people that's in your life immediately all the time. You're accountable to people in work, backing them up, being a team player, But this is talking about being accountable to yourself too, in a deeper sense of consciousness of who you are. If you don't like these videos, you don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, it may not be for you, but if you feel like it's interesting, I don't know what he means, but I like it, man, more power to you. You're starting to build, and there's a veil. And there's a mist passing by you that's starting to fall off, and you're starting to see clearly that there's more than what has been presented or said, because that's what this is about. People who are listening to me are people in the light and mind. They're doing what there's something that's fallen. They know there's something more, and they're in that journey to find that more, which is all connected to them because they are the more. That's funny how the more. You are the more. You have the more connected to you. So accountability. Big words are accountability and responsibility. Notice the 2 abilities at the end of the words. Accountability, responsibility, the abilities. Talked about that. Abilities go with capabilities. They have a capability, right, with a CAPE, like a Superman, or a superhero, somebody that capes their abilities, right? They put the cape on, so you know what their ability is in the superhero story, right? But we're talking about real deal. We're not talking about Hollywood. We're not talking about what happens there. That always pushes the assumption that something's outside of you and it's just entertainment. When you know the real deal, Holyfield is you, within you, with the capability, accountabilities, and responsibilities. I'm going to break these three words. These three words will be the word of the day because they're all connected to ability. Ability is the word of the day, but we're going to go into conjunction with capabilities. They would say capabilities is been hidden or cloaked, but it's ability that you have, that you may not even know. You have those kind of abilities. Now we're talking accountability is a process of connected to you needing to do something because you need to be accountable. And it's always, people struggle with this because they're always trying to be accountable in their life, and it reflects to other people who pressure them because there may be needs. It could be a relationship, it could be a marriage, it could be a husband, it could be a wife, a boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever that is, children. You know they have they have accountability that they need to give you, children. How about accountability now to yourself, to your higher self, to who you are in a deeper sense? Being accountable to yourself. Right? Capability, accountability, and responsibility. I always said this. Notice that when people have any kind of something goes bad with health, you need somebody to come for somebody gets sick, falls, seems hurt, seems like they're injured, seems like they're having some kind of medical problem, a fire, a theft, anything that you would have a response team. Right? Notice it's a response team. It's not the reaction team. It's a response team. Even though they sound similar and you would say, well, they're kind of the same, there's a difference between reacting and responding. So it's not reaction ability, it's response. And it's about how you respond in situations and what's your ability to respond. When you get a response team going to a place to deal with a heart attack or somebody can't breathe, they have to know what to respond to that. And they know exactly how to respond to this situation. Stressful, it could be life and death situation. They know how to respond. That's you. Taking the responsibility to do the things you do for others. That's where a lot of times when you're younger, or even adults, never breaking habits, right? Never creating good habits. Never really working on themselves because we're in a simulation or a situation that's we're always being tantalized outside of ourselves. Always magic outside of it. So follow outside, follow outside, follow outside. The desperations are always following outside. That's over and over. If you watch and see, that's the game's played is to keep you outside yourself. Because once you go into yourself, you will see such a powerful change of empowering you that you can't do outside yourself. So the accountability is like an account. That account will pay off the more those abilities are in action. You're building an account. Responsibility, capabilities, building the accountability. You got to be there, but it's also building account. Notice accounts like money or frequency or currency. It can be that, or it can be just your expansion, because that's currency. You're learning how to ride the current. I was talking to somebody the other day as we're talking about currents. I go, notice today the surfer doesn't catch every wave. Why? He's became now experienced at recognizing currency of the water, the current, that he's looking for the wave that he can get point break. He's not jumping on he's accountable and responsible for the wave that he's looking for by his accountability, his responsibility to get on that wave. Catching the energy. That's what I'm talking about. Doing the things to learn the processing of having a greater awakeness, because you're awakening. And I'm talking about woke politics either. That's just a copy, and a copy of what's really happening, of what we're dealing with. Is the capability and the capability along with the responsibility creates an account, that ability. And that accountability is now wants you to not waste, because you're taking account. Don't waste your responsibility and your capabilities. Your accountability is like I said, a bank account. The more you're operating in the other two abilities, capabilities, responsibilities, this one's building up currency. But it's not that you don't want to cash it in while you're leaking. Responsibility of capability and responsibility is now blocking leaks, tightening up bolts and screws within yourself. Like I said, I was heavy, I had to get light. Hear me. I had to get light. Because if I'm going to take off, oh, Lord, he knows. Scrap Lordy. I don't have a Lord. I'm not connected to the Queen. See that perfectly. See what that is. Capability. These are all abilities that you have locked in these three areas, and there may be more than that, because this really just came to me. That like capability, responsibility, right? Capability, responsibility, and accountability. That account is now growing. That ability is getting massive. But be responsible to your capabilities. So your capabilities unleash. And it's accountable for you. All right, you guys. You guys have an excellent day. All right. West Coast Uncensored. WCU in the house. WCU. WCU. WCU.